So, hi everyone, welcome to Stay Ahead with StayWhizzy. Today we have Yoav Tamir, the co-founder of Casixty, and we really want to know more about how they are revolutionizing the way people do marketing on Reddit. And I'm so glad to have you here, Yoav, and I'm so excited to know the things about your doing and how you're developing things. Right. So, thank you for being here, first of all.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited, really happy to be here. So yeah, I'll hop right in. I'll tell you about Casixty.
Hmm. Yeah. So what I was, when I was doing a little bit of my research, yeah. So what I found is that a little bit about yourself that you are really so much into designing and web development, and you are a proper developer, right? So how did this kind of a transition, I would say, or this change in yourself happen from designer to entrepreneurship? This is something of a business mindset, right?
Oh,
So how
I
did this
actually,
happen? I'm very excited to know.
I actually wasn't a designer. I was
Hmm.
a cybersecurity researcher for
Yeah, yeah, you were very much in coding, right? That I
yeah,
saw.
yeah,
It was too much tech driven, whatever you were doing, right?
yeah,
So,
exactly. So I was very deep in cybersecurity for the
yeah,
past
yeah.
7 years. I have a master's in theoretical computer science. I'm very, very technical.
Hmm.
And yeah, the idea came from because when like me and a co-founder, mainly he, marketed open source projects.
Hmm.
He used Reddit and he's seen the power of how much being a part of the community and giving your expertise out there gives
Hmm.
you marketing value. And this is
Hmm.
essentially where the idea came from because he's seen it was so effective. And then we were like, let's build a company that would help people bring their knowledge out there and
Hmm.
reach to the people who need their expertise.
Hmm.
This was the original idea.
So basically, I can understand that this is where the proper inspiration of Casixty came, right? This is
Yeah,
where.
exactly. Because
Mhm.
he did it himself. Like he marketed
Mhm.
on Reddit and helped people and answered questions. And then he was like, "Whoa, why do I need to search the Reddit posts and find the relevant stuff if it would be done automatically to be the best?" So this was the original idea.
That's amazing. Like, what I have noticed is that most of the Y Combinator founders are like very much tech driven. Like, yeah, so they are so, careful about the product and they want to make the product the best, right? But how do you see it as a different, from a tech developer, a techie person to a, business kind of a person, right? So, how do you think, how does it differentiate? What do you think? What differentiates you?
From other
Yeah,
more
so
tech.
basically what happens is that what I can see is that there's so much business insights going on. You have to know, okay, if there's a requirement for a product and how much is the market. So there's too much non-tech stuff coming in, right? So how do you take care of that, and what takes in that? I wanted to know. You know.
Uh, can you sharpen the
Yeah.
question?
Okay. So basically, what I want to know, Yoav, is that basically what I've seen is that a lot of Y Combinator founders are quite tech driven, right? They are
Yeah,
very careful about the product. They try to create a very impressive product. But what happens is that the business part of it, right? So that is
yeah,
a huge difference, right? So how do you take care of that? What takes
I
on that
see.
for you?
I see. So
Yeah.
I think the standard there are a lot of types of people in YC, but there are a lot of very smart and young people here.
Mm-hmm.
Like people, many Stanford, MIT, Harvard
Mm-hmm.
dropout. We have a
Mm-hmm.
very big amount of them, and
Mm-hmm.
I think this is something YC helps exactly
Yeah,
these
yeah.
prophets a
In
lot.
the
Also,
batch.
yeah, because they take those really smart people. They say that it's easier to teach an engineer to do marketing, like at least on
Actually,
some level.
this is, I think, what Steve Jobs tell, right? I'll rather, teach a coder to market than a market to coder, right? So that goes
Yeah,
easier, right?
yeah, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
So that is because he learned. He was a marketer at heart, right? So that is
Yeah,
what I can see. Yeah. So basically,
yes.
you learn the stuff slowly, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you'll be like a really great marketer if you like essentially want to do technical stuff, but you can
Mm-hmm.
be probably at least good enough for being a founder for it. I think
Mm-hmm.
this was something YC really helps you and guides you in this new way of thinking. and also my co-founder is really experienced in those. Like I'm the CDO of the startup,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I
You're the CTO. Hmm.
yeah, I'm the most in technical stuff, and my co-founder did the. It's already a second time founder. He done a
Hmm.
lot of marketing. He's also technical, but he also has a lot of experience in those fields.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
That's the combination you're creating. That's amazing. Would love to meet him
yeah,
also, actually. So, yeah.
great guy.
So,
Really
would love to
talented.
meet Eric, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
basically, let's come on Reddit, right? So in my experience of marketing, because I've done marketing for a lot of companies previously, right? So what I have learned is that people, businesses specifically, right, don't focus that much on Reddit, is what I have felt, right? They
yes,
actually sideline Reddit first of all. Nobody has came to me and say I want to market on Reddit. Nobody till now. People.
yeah,
One was the one I had a founder. I think Merlin AI was there. A similar Y Combinator 2024 batch. So they wanted to focus on Reddit, but most of the businesses, what I notice is that they quite sideline Reddit, right? So how do you take that? Because this is what's happening in the industry.
yes. So I'll tell you why people
Hmm.
are afraid of Reddit for good reasons
Hmm.
in some sense. Because Reddit is a community. It's not
Yeah.
like a normal social platform. And then
Hmm.
people go there and try to promote their product without being a part of the community.
Hmm.
And like, of course, people reject that
Hmm.
because if someone would come to you say, hey, let's hang out, and then you only would try to sell you something, so you would be like, what the fuck, dude?
They'll downward you. Yeah.
Yes. So this is and Reddit is very negative for promotion because it's a
Hmm.
community, not like a
Hmm.
regular social network.
Hmm.
So I think even though there is a lot of value in there, people don't know how to approach it in their
Hmm.
normal marketing strategy because they're
Hmm.
used to an organic marketing strategy.
So
There are
basically, yeah, exactly. So basically, what I think is that why businesses fail on Reddit marketing is because they try to do the traditional marketing over there. They try to sell things directly without actually being part of the community. So
exactly
that, yeah,
exactly yeah.
organically, definitely it takes time to be part of a community. That's for sure, right? And people don't have that much patience, right? So do you have? Yes, yes, you're saying something.
Uh, Yes, so I think there are a few ways to solve this thing.
Hmm.
One is a way we really don't like and we don't support it in the platform where people like try to like give like fake reviews and stuff. It doesn't work on Reddit because people see that. People
Hmm.
see that someone is not really a customer and they feel it. It really doesn't work, but people try to do it anyway. We're really against this.
Hmm.
But but the other way is to actually be a part of this community and
Hmm.
help because mainly in technical areas, you as a founder or as a even as a company, you have expertise in something that people need. Let's say you're a company of databases. So you're really good at databases. If
Exactly.
someone needs to decide what technology to use, how to solve some problem, you can help them.
Hmm.
And currently, this expertise stays within a company.
Hmm.
And the word we want to see is a word where companies give their expertise out to the world. They spread it, and it's a standard that companies do it. And in return, they're getting organic traction
Hmm.
because
Exactly.
yeah.
Hmm. Makes sense. So basically, do you have any? You might be having a lot of businesses who have actually done good on Reddit. Do you have any in mind who is doing good on Reddit, from which businesses can take experience? That okay, this is how it's done, right?
Yeah. For example, there is like a fashion company
Okay.
where we like they helped a lot of people on Reddit
Mm-hmm.
and being out in a community and it got them like a lot of traction because
Okay,
people
from
were like,
Reddit.
"Oh, this founder, she knows, she helps me with the clothes, she probably knows something about it. Let's check her out. Oh, she has a website, let's buy her
Hmm.
clothes." It's
That's
something
very
that there are a lot of success. Even I think Dropbox started in
Robux.
Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
Dropbox, yeah, originally they started from Reddit, like from the real traction started from there.
Hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So basically, what I can feel is that if you have the expertise, you can go in the community and you can actually not be salesy, but try to serve them, right? And from there,
yeah,
you can create a connection with the users, right? And that can drive the real traffic. Okay, that's
exactly,
good. Hmm.
exactly. And you need to, you need to also do posts on Reddit where you share like your expertise.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's essentially about being a part of the
Hmm.
community, and not being a salesperson in the community, because
Yeah.
nobody wants a salesperson in his community.
So you have tell me something about Casixty. Like what is the difference it's trying to make? You explain the whole process, right? Now where does you come into place, right? What is the real difference we are trying to create here?
Yeah, so I think there were a few changes in the world that enable Casixty to exist. I'll walk
Hmm.
you through them.
Yes.
The first one is, before, in the past, you couldn't find the where people need your expertise. Because let's say, again, you're a fashion, you're doing fashion,
Hmm.
and you're doing fashion of a very specific kind. I don't know, I don't understand a lot of fashion, but something specific, like
Hmm.
shirts of a specific kind. And
Okay.
then somebody asks a question about this, or
Hmm.
somebody asks a question where this type of shirts can be relevant.
Hmm.
So before, you couldn't really find those people easily. You need to start scrolling social media for maybe hours each time to find like the really, really targeted people. And
Hmm.
nowadays, because of LLMs, you can find exactly what you want. You can have, this is what we do at Casixty. You have a feed where you have exactly the most relevant posts from Reddit for your company.
Hmm.
So this is a major change, shift that was in the world, to allow
Okay.
this. And yeah,
Hmm.
it's like
And
this is the
yes.
main thing. There are more, but maybe let's stay with this one.
Okay, so actually, I also wanted to say that when I was researching a bit, I saw that you can also create compelling content also with Casixty, right? And
Yes.
so yeah, so basically, how does it work? Because so that we don't sound a bit like AI, or rather, we sound authentic. So how does that work? Maybe in
Yeah.
the technical terms, it might be you might be knowing, right?
Yes. So the first thing, we focus on actual like expertise. So we don't,
Mm-hmm.
we try to focus on actually providing value. And what
Mm-hmm.
we do is we take knowledge from a lot of sources. Also, we take the knowledge from the person. We have like, he has a profile. He can input like data on himself, even like, stories of experiences, stuff like that. In the future, we'll have like, we'll ingest podcasts of people, and
Mm-hmm.
we take all the blog posts that
Mm-hmm.
companies have, like
Mm-hmm.
even if hundreds of blog posts, we analyze everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we essentially write a comment which is based on or personalized for this company.
Okay.
So, and we don't do the posting automatically, because we maybe in the future we will, but until we feel like we're actually can provide like personalized value
Mhm.
of the user to the community, we're still
Mhm.
not doing it automatically.
Okay.
Somebody needs to look at it, and usually he edits it a bit to be exactly maybe in his style, or maybe has an insight we missed to add there, and then he
Hmm.
posts it himself. But this is like
Understood.
a Reddit copilot in some sense.
Okay, okay. So basically, what the AI is doing is that, first of all, we are trying to find the subreddits, right? Which actually where you should talk, right? This is where
Yeah,
you actually should
exactly.
talk. And then, according to the profile of the person or the business, we modify the text, right? And we try to create the best compelling, okay, this suits you. And you give an option, okay, you can edit it, and then you can start, interacting in the community. That is
Yeah,
how it
yes,
works.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You try to do it like as personalized as possible, because
Mhm.
what people, we essentially, again, a Reddit copilot, because we want to speed up your community engagement. And
Mhm.
because you have knowledge, I'm sure like you have like stories, experiences that are relevant for people. So we
Mhm.
want to help you, like in our vision, we want to help you spread them to where
Mhm.
they're supposed to be as
Mhm.
as easily as possible. This is
Mhm.
like our vision.
Makes sense actually, because I think there's so much crowd on Reddit, and you need to find the right crowd, right? That I think
Yeah.
there's a need for that. What I can feel being a marketer, actually, I think that there's a need for that, and there's definitely a space where we can actually help, right?
Yeah,
that's too good.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And like in the future, we want to do all the social networks, and
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, we would want like a marketer
Mhm.
or even a company founder, even not
Mhm.
would imagine, or the employees of the company that they have like a feed of the stuff, not like regular social network where you have like trash things that are supposed to hook you. You have the
Mhm.
actual places where you can provide value,
Mhm.
and then we imagine them like we'll try to make it as easy as possible to give their
Mhm.
personalized content expertise in the right
Mhm.
place. All social media. This is like the vision.
That's an amazing vision, because marketers need this actually, and moving forward as businesses are growing, they need proper, marketing, which can be very, I would say, uh, content marketing, right, where we can, change the content according to the business, and we don't waste our time, right? That's the main thing, right?
Yes.
Because wasting time is wasting the ROI. The ROI gets bad, right? Is there any way we can track the ROI here, right, for the marketers?
Yes. So I think that the most basic measure would be simply the traction you get to your site from Reddit, which should be like
Mm-hmm.
trackable for most sites.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we have customers that are telling us, yeah, we've been a part of the community, we're engaging, we're there, and we just see a steady stream of customers into our website, which is
Okay,
like,
that's great. So, any customer experience which you want to share? Any
yeah,
recent one?
what, what?
Any customer experience you want to share? Any recent one which you experienced? Any
Uh,
business who actually benefited from Casixty?
Yeah, there's like a I won't like specify exact names, but like a
Mm.
cybersecurity company which
Okay.
got a lot of, they wanted to be more out there and bring
Mm-hmm.
their like a lot of blog posts that not enough people read, and they just
Mm-hmm.
started to engage, and they got a lot of value out of it, like
Okay.
traction, users. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because and the most amazing thing about it that you don't even need like you barely need to even
Mm-hmm.
explicitly tell about your company.
Okay.
You let's say we'll give you an example of an unrelated thing that shows a lot of about the value we want to give. We
Mm-hmm.
are now trying to get visas for the US. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very complicated thing.
And
And then
when did they start using it? If you can tell, like how long did it take for the traction to come?
a few weeks, yeah, a
Okay,
few,
that's great. That's great.
yeah,
Actually, I want to use it now. I'm so excited. Like, how does it
and
work? I'll
I really
probably start using it after the, podcast. And then,
awesome. Yeah, we just added the free tier, so you can actually
yeah,
use it for free now,
yeah, that's really
basically.
amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So actually,
Like,
like, yes, yes, yeah.
yeah, I started telling you about the visa because I think it really
Hmm,
showcases the value. So we wanted to get a visa, and then we
hmm,
asked some friend that really is an expert in those fields.
hmm,
How do we do it? And then he tells us there is this woman. She has a company. She's really smart in those fields. You should work with her.
hmm,
And then we asked him like, how do you know she's so great? Did she do your visa? And then he tells us
hmm,
no, she actually didn't do my visa,
hmm,
but she's so active on the Discord channels
hmm,
for visas.
hmm,
She's shows so much expertise there
hmm,
that
hmm.
I all the time refer people to her because
Okay.
I trust her. She's an expert.
Hmm, hmm.
So this is the essence of the value we want to make.
That's amazing, because this is probably at a Discord, Reddit, or these are the platforms where proper community-driven content goes, right. Yeah,
Exactly.
and people get so much value from it. Matlab, me being from, when I was preparing for some exams, so basically these were the platforms where we could get so much content, like out of free, totally out of free, right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it
And
totally helps for us, right.
think about it, how much value there is that is you don't see and people just keep in their heads.
Hmm.
Like I guess it's like 99% of the knowledge out there, like of the specific knowledge, like no, it is maybe exists in some books or something, but
Hmm.
you don't access it.
No, yeah, exactly. That's great. So basically, you have what I felt is that totally understood it. Yeah, totally, it's so much value you're giving, right? And talking about little bit moving from this and talking about entrepreneurship. So how do you take this, YC as a milestone for you, or is it a milestone? How you felt it being a batch of 25, right? So can you share something of your experience, how you applied, or how it helped you? How is,
Yeah,
because currently you're actually in that phase, right? You're seeing the changes. Yeah.
yeah. So I think the Y Combinator is really really great. You
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of guidance, a lot of community,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of yeah. You have some, for example, you have a social network only for YC founders.
Okay,
That's
great.
just get access to, and there's like great content. You can also access a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people. But I think if I share one at least for me, pretty surprising insight from the Y Combinator batch
Mm-hmm.
on the lectures we had lectures with great, really great people like the Brian Chesky, the founder of Airbnb, Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. We had and many more like really really great people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the most surprising things I've learned there is
Yes.
that usually you imagine founders as like very machoistic, very very confident. Like, yeah, I'm the founder. I always know what I'm doing. I'm confident. I know the way. I have a vision. This is what you usually see.
Yeah.
But you suddenly like hear a lot of lectures and you understand like things aren't this simple. It's usually just a image people like show for the outside, and a lot of like many like there wasn't a single founder that
Hmm.
didn't talk about how hard it was in some times, and how he didn't know what to do, and how it was like chaotic, and a lot of people, not a lot of us, but not a small amount of people like said they had like extreme stress and even depression, and like they overworked or over stressed, or many things that you're like, damn, those founders are people. They're not like
Yeah.
yeah, they're people that have difficulties, and they simply get over them, and they
Mm-hmm.
simply surpass them. And
Mm-hmm.
it's I think is really interesting for like the founder image that usually the media very likes to create, like those superstar, super confident, all-knowing images of people, but that's not just not the case.
Yeah, that's totally true. Like people, media tries to create, an image, right, which you find it very difficult to actually create for yourself, right? That's
Yeah,
totally true. Yeah, that's
yeah,
actually true. I mean, I've seen a lot of founders like, actually the things are real. You have to overcome so many things. Like there, things are not easy. That is
yeah,
what I have said.
yeah. I guess you also experienced
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing.
Definitely, like things are definitely not easy in that space. Yeah. So, is this your first time applying for Y Combinator? The first time?
Yes, yes, but my co-founder, because he's really experienced, he already
Mm.
applied
Mm.
before. Yeah,
Good, good. So, any tips for your, the video which you create, the application video? Any tips for that? Because people are applying now for this year also.
yeah. So I think the most important thing
Hmm.
is actually like having a good company. For essence, I
Okay.
don't think you can fool those guys. I
Okay.
think they're really smart. So
Hmm.
the most important thing is to build a good company and a good product. And so how do you do it? You mainly need like, I think that the most important part is to have like customers of some
Hmm.
kind,
Hmm.
whether it's design partners or whether it's like actual paying customers, whether it's like POCs.
Hmm.
Because a product that doesn't have customers,
Hmm.
you don't know anything about it. What is it? Maybe it's like a total flop. Maybe nobody's into like
Hmm.
the way YC teaches people to develop startups is
Hmm.
essentially to iterate very quickly and talk very closely with your customers.
Hmm.
So I think this is the if you can get like customers, this is the most important, or example, or like people that show that you have something.
Hmm. So basically, what I can see is that more than a product, the customers are important, right? Because that is what Y Combinator sees, right? Because
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
exactly.
exactly.
So they look, if you actually, there is, you know you have some demand in the market. I think that is what they sees, right?
Again,
That's
I missed you.
Yeah. So I said, like, basically the first thing which they see is that if it's people actually need the product, right, and people are actually using it, right, the
Yeah,
proper real time customer feedback, right, is what I feel.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. I think people are going to get a lot of insights from this.
Yeah,
from the tips which you shared. Yes, 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 yeah.
yeah, it's cool because I think a lot of mainly technical people, less marketing people, I feel, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of time are getting into the situation where they have a cool idea,
Mm-hmm.
they then they just start building it, and
Mm-hmm.
they see it for half an year and build it, and they
Mm-hmm.
finish building it, and then nobody wants it. After half a year of working, nobody wants to use it.
I think the right word comes in mind is pivot, like,
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah.
ideally, you don't want to spend half a year building something until you pivot.
I mean, I can share you an proper real time experience here. Like, I won't tell you the name of the. It's a YC22, right? So basically, they were our client. So recently, I think 7 months before, right? They pivoted the whole idea, the whole start. That's, I believe, 3 years down the lane. I mean, they got a really good idea that definitely that's going to work, because they have experience in that, and probably they'll be successful in a few years, right? But the whole idea got shifted, the whole idea. So yeah, I
Yeah.
actually experienced it my own self, right? That happened, and everything was done like 3 years down the lane, right? So yeah,
Wow.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
happens, that definitely
I,
happens.
I I think pivots happen in startup. It's not something. It's something very very natural, and
Yeah, yeah, definitely. If
just
you
want to do it as quickly as possible. And
Hmm.
I yeah, because
I
a lot
mean,
of successful
yes,
oh, is it-
yes, yes,
talk
yes, yes, you're saying, yeah.
a lot of successful YC companies, like
Hmm.
really successful billion-dollar companies,
Hmm.
went like did one idea, it didn't work. A few years later, did another, and only got successful like 3 4 years down the line with a
Hmm.
whole different idea than what they started. And those are like really successful now billion-dollar companies. So you
Hmm.
never know what's coming, and it
Yeah,
connects to
that's
the
true. I mean, there's a Japanese saying, if you get on the wrong train, get off the quickest, next station. The more you stay on that train, the costlier is the return back ticket, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's,
And the
yeah.
time you're simply on this train, exactly.
Yeah. So basically, you have to decide if you want to stay or make a turn. You turn. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So basically, I think that's coming to the end of the podcast. And for lastly, what's next for Casixty? Like, what are the next plans? What are you guys going to do? Because you're continuously developing.
Yeah, so we're now like I already raised money and we're starting to hire people. So we're
Hmm.
essentially currently perfecting the Reddit product. We want to be like the best to figure out exactly like the
Hmm.
rate, and also we're starting to expand to other platform. Like the
Hmm.
next one is probably LinkedIn and X, and yeah, these are the two main directions we're currently working on.
So anyone who wants to use your product can just simply go on the website, right? I'll just link the website, of course, right? And
Yeah,
yeah, they can use the free tier, right? At least
exactly.
that's
Check it
amazing.
out, see how it
That's
works for them.
amazing. Like, I think a lot of people are going to check it out because the need is definitely there, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think with that we come to the end of the podcast, and it was really actually an amazing discussion with you, right? The insights which you shared on entrepreneurship was totally amazing, right? So thanks again for being here, right? And I know you have a very tight schedule, so thank you for being here, right?
Thank you very much for having me. It's been great, and I was happy to share.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, thank you. See you all, guys, and don't forget to check out. Right, description. I'll mention the link of the website, and please go and check. Right. Okay.